When Emmy was 2 years old, we started to notice that something was wrong. She would bend over and hold her lower back while she was trying to take these small, painful steps. Come here. Walk to Mama. I took a video of her that morning before we took her to the hospital because I didn't want to make her walk the rest of the day, and I knew the doctors and nurses would need to know what I was talking about. So I painfully sat there and recorded her taking those small steps, and I scooped her up, and then she didn't walk the rest of the day. You know that kids have cancer, but you never think it'll be your own.
It's hard to put into words the crushing feeling that is. Your whole world stops. I mean, that's the best way I can describe it.
Unfortunately, Emmy had what we call high-risk neuroblastoma, and it arises in parts of the nervous system that are outside of the brain.
Her tumor had wrapped around her spine and gone into her spinal canal. It had broken through her diaphragm and started invading the space in her lung cavity.
And even with the most aggressive treatment that we give, only half of the children survive. The therapy for high-risk neuroblastoma is very complicated and it's very intense.
We were inpatient at Seattle Children's for over 200 nights. 2 weeks of that was spent in the ICU because her pain meds were so high that they were afraid that she'd stop breathing. Emmy had 5 rounds of chemotherapy, 2 surgeries, a stem cell transplant. Seattle Children's became our home. The nurses were our heroes, and the doctors were not only brilliant, but friendly and kind.
Our hope for the future is that we will develop an immunotherapy that can take away some of that horrific year to year and a half of treatment. The current treatment long-term effects includes risks for other types of cancer, growth disturbances, heart function effects. We want to eliminate those risks. Our hope for immunotherapy, someday it will become the standard of care for children with cancer.
The doctors and the team at Seattle Children's saved Emmy's life.
It's the doctors and nurses at Seattle Children's that saved our daughter's life, but it's truly the uncompensated care fund that saved our livelihoods as a family.
To have Seattle Children's cover all of the medical bills so that we could be in a position where I didn't have to work and we could continue to pay our normal bills was the biggest blessing that we ever could have asked for.
I am inspired by Emmy and all patients with neuroblastoma. I think philanthropy gives us all hope that the future for cancer is going to be better. And I'm absolutely dedicated and positive that we're going to make those breakthroughs in this field.
Hey, watch where you're going.
Every time I see Emmy jump or run, I still think it's a miracle. I am just overwhelmed with joy. And I think any mom would be, but I think that there's just something special about her journey that brings an extra sense of happiness.